We're going to take a look at the top 10 comic book sales on eBay for the month of January 2024. One is odd, and a few common elements up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on the other socials, Instagram, Bronzeville_comics. On Whatnot, we're on Bronzeville_comics. We do sales on Whatnot every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have not yet signed on to Whatnot, you can do it using the link in the description below, and you'll get $10 off your first purchase, regardless of whether that is with me or not. There's also in the description of this video a link to my eBay store as well as my email. Thank you. So let's get on to the real reason you came here is, I suppose, is to look at the top 10 comic book sales on eBay for January 2024. And number 10 is this copy of Fantastic Four #1 in a 4.5, CGC 4.5. The accepted offer on this, and we get this information from this website, 130point.com. It was $19,250. So they took $750 off the cost. It is a 4.5 cream to off-white pages. And there's some Newton rings, a decent looking copy. And if we look at how this book has fared recently in a 4.5 for $19,000, that's right around. That's a pretty good price. I mean, kind of jumping between 18 and 20. We'll talk about this price in a minute. And this all comes before the official casting announcement, which I guess had some people excited about Fantastic Four. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the MCU. And I do appreciate that 60s vibe that they gave it in the poster. So we'll see what comes of that. So I think this was a pretty solid buy. I think maybe the seller wishes they could have held onto it for a couple of more weeks and maybe gotten a little bit stronger sale. But again, $19,000, right in the range of what we've seen really over the last year in this grade. Let's go to number 9. And this is where we're going to put on our tinfoil hats. This is the listing. The title is AF-15. There's one blurry picture, and I couldn't find the accepted offer on this. It said it was listed for $20,000. You got somebody with a 95.8% positive feedback rating. I don't know. Not the same comic book he sent pictures of. I don't know. This is a very suspicious sale, just in simple terms of like, wait, where did it go? What is it? I mean, it is just this AF-15 as the only thing in the listing. I don't know what. I mean, I can't even judge. I mean, it looks like, I mean, the picture is so blurry. There's only one picture. I mean, the spine looks way too clean to me. I mean, it does look a little bit, I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into this. I don't think this is real. There is something very, very fishy about it. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this particular sale. You have the information here. I don't know. I mean, AF-15 condition is acceptable. There's grade 1.5 fair good. I don't know. I'm going to move on because I see nothing else I can do. Let's move on to another AF-15. This one had a confirmed sale. The best offer was accepted for once we convert it from pounds to dollars, for 16,000 pounds, for 16,000 pounds, or just over $20,000, $20,137.12 on today's. And this is something we're going to see. It's a Stan Lee Signature Series 3.0, but it's the purple and the yellow. It is restored and Signature Series, and it is a Pence copy. So it was signed by Stan Lee. Restoration includes color touch, pieces added, tear seals, cleaned, reinforced, and reglossed. So there was a whole ton of stuff done with this book. I mean, pieces added and reglossed. You cannot even begin to remove that stuff. And it seems as though that they took, I mean, you kind of see some color touch, it looks like, in that area. That they got what they got. You know, the idea here is you get it signed because the yellow overpowers the purple in the color scheme here. I don't know. What do you guys think of this book? I mean, $20,000 for an AF-15 Signature Series. Amazing Fantasy 15. Let's just take a quick look at what the 3.0 kind of is in both Signature Series and in Restored and in Blue Label. So there's enough of sales of this. Blue Label is $30,000, $35,000. Okay, that's fine. Signature Series, let's see, 3.0 Signature Series last sale was $42,000. So you take half of that, you're down to 20. That was in January 2020. Not a lot of sales in mid grades in the last year. And then Restored 3.0s, 12,000. So yeah, you're kind of half of what a Signature Series is, not quite double what a Restored is. 20,000 is probably about proper for that. Let's move on to Fantastic Four. This is number 7 on the list. Fantastic Four number 1 in a 5.0 off-white pages. So an upgrade in both grade and in page quality from the FF we previously saw. Let's take a look at the book. I like to look at the books here. There is some discoloration, I guess some foxing up at the top here. But other than that, a nice presenting book. A nice copy of this. I mean, it's a 5.0. You got creasing down in the corner here. But from arm's length, it looks really nice. Could be whiter, I guess, if you're going to be particular. But it is a 5.0. Yeah, there is a lot of, I guess, staining, foxing, aging, just tanning, however you want to classify it. So this was accepted at the $22,500 it was listed for. Now let's take a look on Go Collected 5.0s, right in range. The last two sales, 22.2, 22.3. Up a little bit from earlier in the year, but a solid sale based on the last two Heritage auctions. And I think actually based on a Heritage auction, this is a pretty good deal for the seller and for the buyer, because you're paying, you know, you're not paying the premiums on eBay that you are on Heritage. So, yeah, I think that right in line with what it should be. But now let's go to the next one, because this is a 4.5 off-white to white pages. So a little bit better page quality. But it's sold for, well, yeah, it's sold for the entire price of just shy of $23,000. Is that correct? Yep. It was a fixed price sale of $23,000. So it's sold for $500 more than the 5.0. Let's take a look at the book. A little bit of glare up here, so it's hard to see. It's definitely Marvel chipping, which the 5.0 did not have this degree of Marvel chipping. It had more creasing. It had more spotty discoloration, but this one just seems to be a little bit overall like a dirtier white on both the front and back cover. Back cover looks pretty nice. And we have kind of the smudge, it looks like here. And the word "this." Kind of some smudging there. But yeah, that chipping is really what would hold it back for me. But it went for a stronger sale than the 5.0. And again, these sales for these 3 Fantastic Fours were all in January. The news, the confirmation of the casting came on Valentine's Day on February 14th. So I think these were all good buys because you got in just before it kind of took off. I don't think there's going to be a huge fluctuation in the value of this book based on that announcement. Maybe when we see a trailer as people get more excited. But this is a key. It's the first Marvel Silver Age book, so it's going to have value regardless. Now, let's go to number 5 on the list, and it's a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15, CGC 2.5 off-white to white pages, and it's sold for the best offer of $23,750 comics. Dollars. This is from Blizzard Comics. They do a lot of great sales. They have an amazing inventory. I just bought something from them yesterday. Every Sunday they have a ton of stuff coming due at auction, including some big keys. So, and their prices are reasonable. We'll see how reasonable here when we look at other comps. Let's take a look at the book. A solid 2.5. Presents reasonably well for a 2.5. We got a little chip there, creasing there, but I mean, it's a 2.5. Stain below this guy's chin, like he's just thrown up as Spider-Man swinging him through the air. Back cover, you know, you can see the spine wear obvious on the back cover more so than the front cover, but it is there. There's a lot of spine wear. So, yeah, a 2.5. Let's see what a 2.5 market has been lately. So the 23,750, solidly in the $24,000 range. We can see this price is pretty much stabilized over the last 6 to 8 months. So, I mean, in line with the last couple of auctions, the last fixed price, that was the correct price, I think, to give it. You know, you could have, I mean, that's the price that it is. $23,750. That was a fair price. I don't think it's a big plus for either the buyer or the seller. So let's look at number 4 on the list. Now, here's where we go back to the golden age. This gets interesting. Number 4 is All-American Comics number 19 from 1940, the first appearance of the Atom. We see a little preview for him down in the bottom corner here. Beginning of this issue, a brand new feature, the Mighty Atom. Green Lantern cover, knocking this guy off the roof. And they give a... So a 6.5 is a pretty high grade in this. You get this little Comic Connect sticker. That's always not useful at all, in my opinion. But so it was listed for $29,000. Best offer accepted was $24,000. That is a monster sale. I mean, in 2018, $16,000 for this book. I mean, you're talking a 50% increase. There's not a lot of books available. I mean, geez, it's, you know, it is a seller's market. So I think it was a healthy price based on 2018. And if you look back here, 2019, a 5.5 for $7,000. In 2020, a 5.0 for $5,500. You're jumping all the way up to $24,000. Woo! That is pretty heady stuff. But if you want it, there aren't many of them. And it is the first appearance of a member of the Justice Society of America. So that is a major first appearance. And there are only 23 universal copies on the census. I know there's one on CBCS because it was a collection I missed out on. It was, I think, a 3.0 or 3.5 that the eventual buyer sent off to CBCS. So, yeah, that's a big key issue. If you're a DC collector and a Justice Society collector, 23 on the census. What else can I say? This is a book from 1940. 1940. Those are hard to come by. Let's stay with All American Comics and go to number 3 on the list, which is All American Comics number 61 in a 6.5 first appearance of Solomon Grundy. He has this great cover appearance. Solomon Grundy's become a iconic character out of DC's golden age, the original Muck Monster, I guess. And he appeared again in the Silver Age and has been a foe of just about everybody ongoing. Pretty awesome book. Let's see how. So it was listed for $38,000. A best offer was accepted of $33,000. And we look here again. Wow, strong sale. The last 5.5 was in April for $14,000, and this sold for $33,000. I mean, it is. Let's take a closer look at something, because it is a Gen 1 slab, right? It's this old style. Is this a CPR candidate? Has a little bit of a spine roll. I don't know. See a little tear there, some edge wear. I mean, even if you got, where is this in a 6 or a 6.5? You'd have to, like a 6, let's see. A 6 just sold for $36,000 in 2022. That's up quite a bit. And again, there aren't many of these. And a 6.5. Best. Wait, did I have this written down wrong? Wait, hold on a minute. Oh, it's a 6.5, not a 5.5. That is completely my bad. Here it is, the 6.5. Best offer accepted, $33,000. Still pretty heady. Still well above like the 22 price of $28,000. Could you get it up to a 7.0? Even so, I'm not much of a bump. Let's take another close look. Yeah, I just completely misread that. I had down in my notes as a 5.5, not a 6.5. It is late at night here, folks, and I need to get some sleep. Yeah, 6.5 right there. I'm not going to try to read the serial number because I don't think it's worth it at this point. I'm just going to cut my losses and move on to number 2. Where's number 2? Number 2. Here we go. Number 2 is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 1 in a CGC 6.0, restored in Signature Series. Signature Series restored. Restoration, color touch pieces added, tear seals, cover cleaned, reinforced, all edges trimmed. That's a lot. But again, the yellow overpowers the purple. What do we have for Amazing Spider-Man 1 in a 6.0 in all grades? So this sold for $45,000. Is that what I have here? American Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man. Number 1. Let me just look back at the original listing. Yeah, Australian, $69,000. Confirmed when you convert it, $45,620. A 6.0. So $45,000. Let's just use that as our benchmark. A 6.0 purple. What? Amazing Spider-Man 1? It had to be. What? A blue label is only $17,000. A Signature Series is $45,000. That's this one. I mean, look at these, $28,000, $45,000, and it's restored. Wow, this is a crazy sale. 6.0 restored, sold in 2022 for $8,500. Who? Wow, somebody. I think that is a confirmed sale on Go Collect. I could not find this as a best offer accepted, but man, oh man, somebody with this amount of restoration, especially, and the weird thing is their first picture is not even a copy of the book. It's just like a random screenshot. Oh, weirder. So that's a head scratching sale. That is a big head scratching sale. They paid $45,000. Signature series is about 20 and change. I'd say maybe 12 to 15 would be what, with the amount of restoration. I mean, it's all edges trimmed. There's nothing you can do about that. And you can't do much about the cover cleaned. Although cover cleaned, if the pieces added were leaf casting rather than pieces added, oh no, there's color touch. Forget it. This is I'm baffled. Let's go to number one. Maybe we'll be baffled more. Amazing Fantasy 15 CBCS 9.0 restored. Now notice the CBCS. This looks amazing. This sold for $70,000. I think that was just that was it. Beautifully restored CL label and picks among highest graded signed book. Okay. There's a lot going on here, though. I mean, this is a beautiful copy. I mean, that doesn't even look like it. That does not look like it's from 1962 by any means. Let's take a look at the label here. Okay. Professional restoration includes extensive amount of color touch and pieces added to cover. Reinforced, spine split seals, tear seals, cover and staples cleaned, cover reglossed, all three edges trimmed. I mean, how much of this is still, an Amazing Fantasy 15? It is, I mean, look at the back is what, I mean, look, the amount of cleaning there. And here's my theory is that this person put this in. I mean, look at it looks gorgeous, but it's not real to me. I think they went with CBCS because they just do plain old yellow label. They don't do the purple strip at the top. So the first thing that somebody sees is just a yellow label sign, and then you have to look more closely to see that it was restored. This does not look like a 1962 book. How much? I mean, geez, like the colors pop ridiculously on this. I'm trying to get like here. Let's take a look here. Let me do this. Look at the yellows here. I have to think that a lot of this is redone. I mean, look at this. There's not a hair out of place on this book. Everything is, I mean, it's professional. But anyway, let's take a look at comps of 9.0s, right? So now we're back to Amazing Fantasy 15, a 9.0. 9.0 blue label is what the most recent sale, not that we have many of these, is $395,000. That's in 2017. So there are not a lot of those. Let's take a look at this one. Can we see this one for comparison? It's funny because this is, I don't know if we'll see. No, we can't see. We can see the image such as it is here. That is gorgeous. But you can see here, there's a little bit of wear. It looks real. It looks incredible. I mean, the colors don't pop as much, but it looks incredible for, 1962. So even that's 2017. So figure it's like $500,000 book. Now, a 9.0 restored, $34,000. So that's twice what a restored copy is. We won't even get it. I don't even think there's a signature 9.0. Yeah, an 8.0. So double what a purple label is because of the signature. That might be a bit healthy of a sale for me. So take that such as it is. So there you have it, the top 10 eBay sales from January 2023. Some head scratchers, some good deals, some honest sales, and a lot of Signature Series restoration. And a lot of Fantastic Four #1. Let me know what you think of the sales in the comments below. I'd like to thank you so much for stopping by. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.